Oh, what an adventure! Get lost with Google Maps.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you going? All right, we're going to talk quickly about caravan, camper trailer, swing arm suspension. Now, it's not all made equal, and when we got back from our last trip into the great sandy and little sandy deserts, after we got home, I noticed that this side was wearing more than this side. Okay, now that's a simple problem. That's, for me, that's if I have a look down the tyre, all right, and you can see the edge of the mud flap and you can see the camber's out. It's out more and it's in at the top. You can also measure your toe simply by putting a long straight edge, a piece of wood or something across your tyre and measuring back to your frame. Now my toe is right, so that means it's my toes at zero. Okay, it is good to sometimes have your toe a little bit in, although it can lead to a little bit extra wear on your wheels. Now on your tyres, so my toe measures the same to both sides, so that means I've got a zero toe, but my camber is out. Now a lot of swing arm suspensions and a lot of different makes have only got the one bolt going all the way across. Patriot Campers is built like that, and a few other brands, and there's a few brands of caravans that are built like that, and that means on those you can generally only adjust your toe. If your camber starts to go out, then you need to replace the bushes, because it means your bushes where the bolts go through at the top here are worn. Now you can see on this bolt, it's got a bolt with a really big thick offset piece of high tensile round steel, and it's got a mark plate at the bottom and the top, and on the one behind it you can see it's got a mark plate from side to side. Okay, this wheel's perfect. Now the one from side to side, okay, there, as you adjust that, it's on the back there, it moves your wheel in and out. So on this trailer, it's got an adjustment for both camber and toe. It's just like, I mean, it's just something to look for when you're buying a trailer. So as the bushes wear on this, and this trailer's probably only done about 15,000 Ks, but they were all heavy off-road, okay, and mine are greasable. I do have grease nipples in them, and I do grease them when I service the trailer. So if I had noticed it while I was out, I would have made a few quick measurements and did a rough adjustment, and that's all it would have been, was a rough adjustment to cut down on tyre wear. We've got it booked in to a place that only does trucks, four-wheel drives and camper trailers and caravans, and they specialise in suspension, especially swing arm suspension. So I've got that booked in. It's they've quoted $220 to check my camper out underneath and to adjust it back to where I like it. But when you go and buy a camper trailer or a caravan, and let's face it, you know, some of these things cost more money than a house does. Even the camper trailers, you know, they want 60, 70 grand for them here in Australia. Some of the American brands and even some of the Australian brands are, you know, nearly $100,000. So you want to make sure you've got one you can adjust everything. You know, you can adjust not just your tow, but your camber as well, because otherwise, you know, if you're doing a long trip, I do most of mine off-road, okay? But if you're doing a really long trip, and for some reason, I know why this one went out, because our last trip was over extremely rough terrain and a lot of badly corrugated roads. So obviously something's shifted there, and I want to get it checked out. So I've booked it in, and it's getting checked out. And then after that happens, then we can go on a holiday. So just make sure, okay? Don't take the salesman's word on the suspension. Have a look. If it's only got one bolt going all the way through, alright, then generally speaking, you can only adjust the tow on that trailer and not the camber. So you want to make sure you've got the two separate units like mine has, and that's for camber and tow adjustment. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that little video. I'm just sharing a little bit of knowledge with you, as always. Yeah, suspension's pretty important thing on road and off road. When your tow's out, by the way, alright, you know, trailer sway, your tow can cause a lot of trailer sway problems if your tow gets out. And yeah, so if your trailer that's been behaving for a long time, whether it's dual or single axle, if it starts to sway and you know it's properly loaded, then it's probably 99% of the time your suspension is out of whack, adjustment, or something's worn or broke. So it's always good to have a look. I can actually see the lean on that tyre. Okay, if you have a look along the edge of the mudguard, you can see the tyres poked out at the bottom and in at the top. You see the mud flap there? That's straight, that's in line. Alright, keep safe everybody. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Bye for now.